Hello everybody, Karen Ricks, head chef here at our kitchen classroom. The first bright and beautiful rays of the sun are just starting to creep over Queensland, Australia. I've been treated to the most incredible National Geographic spectacular just outside in our backyard here. And I've actually already been up for hours praying and pondering and reflecting on a conversation that my husband and I had just last night about some of the racist and unkind words from the United States President Donald Trump that have been splashed across the headlines yet again, and how that impacts the work that we are doing now, not just here in our kitchen classroom, but in the very act of raising our child and living as citizens of the United States, wherever we are, all over the world. And it saddens me. It really does, especially to have spent so many hours thinking on these things, because it's draining, it's heartbreaking, it's frustrating. Quite frankly, it makes me angry that the individual who is the most public representative of my nation is speaking and acting in ways that so clearly do not reflect me and my beliefs and my values as a citizen of the United States of America. And while you won't often hear me speaking about things of a political nature, I don't see this as political at all. These are things that reflect an impact on my decisions, my thoughts, my actions as a parent, as a teacher, as a global citizen, traveling around the world and representing my nation, my home, my beliefs, my values, my God. Now, my son watches every single one of these videos that we post here on our YouTube channel. In fact, you'll see his face, you'll hear his voice, you'll hear his thoughts and perspectives even reflected on camera. So I'm not going to repeat some of the things that have been printed in the press publicly of late. These are not the words that I care to utter, that I want to hear out of my son's mouth. They are unkind and disrespectful, and those are not the things that we are raising him to speak, to believe, to share. Our child was born in Japan and has actually spent less than a month on U.S. soil. But that doesn't make him any less a citizen of the United States, and that doesn't make me or his father value any less the words, the ideals of the nation from which we hail. So much of what we teach, of what we share, of what we believe is truly embodied in the founding documents of our nation. The preamble to the Declaration of Independence, and I know you have all heard these words. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. These are things that we believe in. These are things that we are teaching our child, and it saddens me to hear words, to see examples of people that supposedly represent our nation that are not reflective of those values, And so it is our responsibility as parents to ensure that we point those things out to our child. Not that he needs to read the splashy headlines, but when the conversation comes up, even as we are out traveling here in Australia, perfect strangers who hear our American accents and comment on the things that they are reading and hearing in the news and asking our child his opinion. What do you think? How do you feel? Is that what you believe? And so it's important that we have these conversations, that we talk about the fact that yes, we do believe that all men and women and children are created equally. And we might not all look the same or sound the same. We certainly don't speak the same languages, think the same thoughts, believe the same things, have the same abilities, desires, dreams, goals. But those differences don't make one person greater than and another less than. Those things that we see that are different don't make another person wrong or bad just because they're different. We all care and feel deeply about the things that we believe. We all bleed the same and hurt the same and love and care the same, and we desire the same connections, the same respect, the same love and joy. Life and liberty and the pursuit of happiness. We truly do feel that these are unalienable rights, and it doesn't matter your gender, your race, your ethnicity, your background. It doesn't matter if you were born in the United States or have never been there at all. What we are doing each and every day, not just with what we teach, but with how we are living our lives. We want to share with our child, with every person that watches these videos, that life has value, all life, and that it's important to live that life, to cherish each and every moment. Liberty, our freedoms, don't come at the expense of someone else's. That they cannot and must not infringe on the freedoms of others. That our pursuit of our own personal freedoms and liberties and independence as individuals can and should uplift our fellow human beings and honor them in such a way that all of us are elevated. And the pursuit of happiness, that lifting ourselves up, that chasing after the things that we love and are passionate about, that doesn't have to come by destroying or tearing down others, but that we can do so in even more powerful and impactful ways by honoring and respecting one another, by being compassionate and caring of one another. You see, to me, the American dream doesn't have anything to do with raising a family and buying a house and a picket fence and some idyllic corner on a specific continent in a specific country. To me, the American dream is more about taking those things that you think and imagine, those passions that lie deep in your heart, and using your two hands to create something that you can share with other people, that can inspire, that can educate, that can nourish, that can feed, that can truly make the lives of other people better. That's what we're doing here in our kitchen classroom. It's not just a movement about getting more families into the kitchen to cook food, because that's not the end of it. That's just the beginning. It's about teaching our children that following a recipe is not the only way to create something special. That we can all start with the ingredients that we have at our two hands. That we can imagine something glorious, something synergistic, as we bring together these individual things to create something even greater than the sum of its parts. That imbued with the passions that lie deepest in our hearts, we can, not just can, we must create and share those things to make the world a better place. That is my responsibility, my sacred duty as a parent, raising an independent child to become an independent adult. It's my responsibility as a teacher to share the things that I have learned in order to help you share the things that you know, that you love, that you are passionate about, to bring those things out into the world to make it a better place. Dr. Maria Montessori believed that a lasting peace can only be created through education. And that's exactly what we strive to achieve here. A lasting peace. An education that encourages creation of those things that will make our world a peaceful and a more beautiful place. That's the world that I want to create for my child, for your child. I'd love to hear about the things that you want to create that are going to make the world a better place. Whether you're from the United States or not, whether you agree with my perspective or not, I want to hear from you. What conversations are you having around your kitchen table? What civics lessons are you striving to impart to your global citizen? I can't wait to hear from you in the comments.